Preserve your memory and favorite days. Come online to the newest craze. The digital scrapbook, the way you want it to look. With digital scrapbook kits, fun and full of wit. You log in today, you won't be able to quit. Come on over and you'll think it's the bomb. Nitwitcollection.com.
Hi, and welcome to our friendship collection. Our friendship collection is all about the loved ones in your life. All the best friends, the people that are in our lives, obviously other than family, but maybe they're family too. But the people in our lives that we really want to celebrate. We treasure the relationships we have so much, and we wanted to give you a kit that you can use in order to celebrate that, to have the memories, or to give the cards or mini albums, things like that, so that we can really celebrate how strong our friendships are and how much people mean to us. Obviously, here in our bundled collection, we have our FQB, our Friendship 2 paper pack, our Friendship Talk, our Friendship Solids, and our Little Bits Elements pack that all go together in terms of the full coordinated collection. When you purchase it in the bundle, you do save 20% over purchasing the items individually. So it is a pretty good deal. You may want to check it out. Let's go in and have a look and see what this kit has to offer you. In our FQB, obviously we start out with our papers, and you'll see the pretty florals in the yellows, the pinks. There are so many options in here in order to go in different directions. You even see the damask here. It's probably a little hard to see on your screen, but it is kind of a light beige, like has a gray tone to it. Beautiful colors. There is the damask, so you can see the pattern in it. But as you can see from the colors, you have so many options in ways to go. If you're not a yellow fan, which some people aren't, there's plenty in here where you don't have to use very much of the yellow or any of it at all if you don't want. You can see from the floral, when you blend it all together, this will give you the full color combination. So even though you may not be that yellow fan, you may look at it and say, hey, you know what? When you actually place that together, look at how pretty that actually looks. There's a bold, contrasting wine color in order to place in there as well. And great friendship sentiments. Isn't this a great background paper? You see, I used it as a background paper in my card making inspiration. When you look at the FQB product description page in our site, you'll see this paper used. And there's a few different colors again of it. We don't know which way you want to go for color and for contrast, so we want to make sure and give you things that you have so many options that you'll be able to create in the palette that you see in your creative mind. There's a quilt pattern background, beautiful. I know so many of you have said how much you love this particular quilt background in our kit, and so we certainly wanted to give you that as well. Here's if you want to go the stationary backs, if you want to go a little more simple, a little more elegant, a little more refined, look at this paper. Like, you can place on a sentiment tag, which we'll see coming up here in our little bits as well as in the FQB. You could just place in a photo, and you already have a pre-done page or a card. There's so many things in this kit I'm glad you've tuned in to see, because it is so hard to see in the preview, that you can actually see what you're actually going to be working with when you purchase this kit. And here's another one in a tea stationary back. You have the teacup, or you could use it as a coffee cup, I guess. We always share a cup of something with our friends, right? That's always the best chats, when you're sitting with your friends and have a cup of something to go with it. Our borders, Mary Fran has created some beautiful borders. There's that floral you can see in the center here. I'll just put my mouse over it. You can see that beautiful floral with the depth in it. Here it is again in a horizontal border, so in the pinks. So if you wanted something a little more like that. And the bows, beautiful little elements, and the same thing with the buttons. Don't miss out on those elements. Sometimes we overlook the simple elements, but try placing them in, because they make a huge difference when you place them in. We've given you the floral cluster with the tea. We saw that on one of the background papers. We want to give it to you individually as well, because maybe in your creative eye you see something different and you wish you had that element. We want to give it to you. We want to make sure that you have the elements that you can create yourself, or use some pre-made things. Depends if you're busy, or maybe your skill level just isn't quite there yet. You're working up your way towards it. We want to make sure that you have these. Here's some photo frames. Again, with our frames, this is, if you're working digitally, this is transparent, so you can place a photo behind it and off you go. Same thing if you're printing it out. You can actually put your photo on the page, put this over top of it, print it out. Now you've got your photo printed as well as your frame. You've got the whole creation right there. And here's a few more of them. Obviously, we want to give you a few sentiments on there. Make sure that hopefully there's something in there that sparks your interest. Good time spent with you. This is a photo frame as well in a film strip style. Maybe you were out with somebody and you went on vacation, you just went out for the day and you took some photos, you have this memory you want to share. Here's a list of photos that you can place in together and grouping. Some hearts with some lacy exteriors, give it that pretty feel. All the things I love about you. Can you see this as an insert in a card? Imagine being that friend and they've created a card for you or a mini album or a scrapbook layout and this is attached with it. And they've handwritten in everything they love about you. Can you imagine how much you treasure that? That's really what about telling people these days, the days of Twitter and 120 characters and, all that kind of stuff. This kit is meant to get us back to talking to people, speaking to people, sharing and showing people how much you care. Again, another beautiful journal label with the floral, gives you some journaling area. And here's some journal strips that are blank. In case we didn't get the right sentiment for you, you have the option to write it in yourself. Some nameplates as well, great elements, our famous paint chip and photo corners. So if you are doing a mini album or you are doing a scrapbook layout, we have given you the option to place these on here, give you a lot more visual interest in your creation. Here's a postcard. My best friend, you are the friend everyone wishes they had. Again, beautiful sentiments as well as beautifully designed items for you. Our ribbons, simple ribbons in this kit are really, kind of punctuate what you're going for, right? I want that sentiment to stand out and everything, but you have some ribbons in here to accompany it and give it that extra feel. You make my life better by just being in it. Beautiful, beautiful sentiments that you can use. So that is basically like a stamp. So again, if you're working digitally, boom, off you go. If not, you can place that on a background paper before you print it. There's so many options that you can use with these. The squares are beautiful little elements as well. You'll see it as on our banner type thing on our website that scrolls across the top there. We have those 3 larger banners and you'll see how I use that in there. These are so easy to use because they're already pre-done for you. You don't have to cluster things and put in the bordering around it, anything like that. The beautiful stamps as well. Just such easy things to be able to place into your creations. Can you see it happening, folks? Can you see it coming together? So the tags as well, and the tag cluster. Again, you'll see how I use this as my main element in my card making idea, and you'll see how quickly that card came together. There's very few elements I had to use in paper in order to make a beautiful, beautiful card. So that is our FQB. So let's go back and into now our little bits to see the pre-made element items. These ones here, again, as are always with our little bits, they're here because we want to help you along, make your creations beautiful without having to do the work of doing all the stuff. We want to give you some blank stuff in here as well because obviously we aren't getting every sentiment correct just for exactly what you wanted. We want to make sure that you have things in here that you can have the creative freedom with as well. And as you can see by the stamp sentiments, there is a ton of things in here that you can use in order to embellish your cards, your layouts, your mini albums. You can make so many different ones with just this one kit. And again, word strips, easily placeable. Great to have just a little bit of a sentiment. Maybe it's not your main sentiment. And you'll see how Mary Fran used these in the scrapbooking layout inspiration. Again, on our FQB inspiration on our description page. And into our 2 paper pack. Again, for those of you who are newer to us, the coordinating products, you'll never get duplicates of color and pattern. We've obviously seen this floral before, but not in this color. It doesn't come anywhere else in the FQB or anywhere else. So you're not getting duplicates. You're getting additionally colored in the same patterns because maybe this pattern in the rose, that's exactly the color you wanted for it, whereas it was in green or a little bit lighter pink in a different one, and you're like, geez, that's not quite right. That's not really what I wanted. I wanted it in this color palette. So here it is. That's why we accompany the 2 paper pack in here as well. So that is our two. Our solids obviously are our fully color matched solid papers. As you can see, there's a fine, we'll get to a little bit darker color here. There we go. You can see a bit of a fine kind of embossed pattern in it. We want to give that to still give it some interest, so it's not just flat and boring, but in the same breath, it gives you the 100% color match of everything in the kit, so that way you have all the background papers in the solids as well, so you can use it like cardstock in your cards and in your layouts and things like that. You'll have the exact color match. Lastly is our alpha, and as you can see already as I'm flipping through, you can see the numbers, the letters, and these are great. Why not just have your friend's initials? Imagine that, right? You know, the two big letters for their initials. Maybe it's you want to spell out me and you. You like the idea of the stamp, but you wanted it really punctuated. So you wanted larger letters and things like that in this sort of format. There you have it by using an alpha. Again, alphas are things that maybe you don't use that much, but you should try using them. Try using all the little elements and just place it on there, move it around, see what you think. You'd be surprised. I know I have been surprised myself when I've tried things out and thought, you know, I never really use these things. I wonder what it would look like in my creation if I did. And lo and behold, you place it on there and you think, wow, that actually was exactly a great little element. So again, thanks for tuning into our kit release. This gives you the full view of absolutely everything that is available when you purchase this kit. You can see it in a larger format. You can see more detail because, like I said, the previews are really hard to do sometimes to be able to show everything to you. Thanks again for visiting. Please give us the thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you won't miss any videos that we have come out or projects that we do to give you inspiration. And we hope you enjoy this, and happy creative day. Thanks again. Bye-bye.